makes it worthwhile.
The service user work is really helping me because for the first time I'm able to kind of get up and leave my house and be with people that understand.
Being involved in Frontline has helped tremendously. They've given me confidence, they've helped me move on, they've done wonderful things, I must say.
It's become a little bit of a social club as well. I know people like turning up, people look forwards to the open forum. There's a lot of, you know, peer support, a lot of guidance, a lot of the service users signpost each other to places that'll work for them.
Even though I think I know everything about everything. But I have actually learnt stuff down there at the forum, and it is informative. And it could save your life, or someone's life.
We now have a business group that's part of the Camden Frontline. They are people that have been around for a bit longer, and they can represent the views of the wider services, and they will attend our strategic meetings and input into the high-level drug and alcohol action team meetings and the joint commissioning groups.
It's very hard sometimes to get service users who are maybe new to involvement to operate on an equal footing with professionals. So we like to train them up, and I really like the idea that they can walk into meetings sometimes with more information than the professionals.
There is a real commitment from service staff to support drug and alcohol clients.
Treatment services at the beginning don't say you have got to move to being abstinent. They will say, what services do you want? And the treatment plan is put together in conjunction with the service user. We don't dictate what they want. They dictate to us what they want. And that's the way it should be. If we dictate to them, they just won't show up.
The services give you a lot of support, a lot of help around your problem solving, a lot of therapy.
It's a welcoming environment. They treat you as an individual human being rather than as some, you know, mythical, drug-addicted criminal beast.
They've always been very supportive to me.
They was always there for me to pick me up if I fell off the tree, do you know what I mean, and put me back up, you know, and say, go on, you're doing well, keep going, keep going.
Providing methadone and enabling you to kind of be stable, that, you know, that is a big thing. And they're kind of prepared to be patient with you. It's not just a 6-week detox and that's it, you're out.
Camden services do more than just maintain people on methadone. There's a lot of emphasis these days on aftercare and social inclusion, people doing positive things with their lives. I heard of somebody who was, when asked what they wanted to do, they said they wanted to go fishing, and the services managed to fund them a fishing rod and send them off fishing every day.
The services could do so much better on every field, but their hands are tied through funding. What we need to do is get out to the government bodies that be and urge them to fund these places more.
What they're not so good at is helping people leave treatment and moving on to normal lives. We need to think more about the recovery agenda and what we can do to promote it.
If someone's trying to get into rehab, it can take, you know, forever. From the time that I actually asked to go to rehab to the time that I entered was nearly 4 months.
How the services could do better is to actually treat us as human beings, not treat us like aliens, which I found some of them do, not all of them. And I think they could do more hepatitis support, because I think that's quite a big issue with a lot of drug users.
Be there when people need it. When I needed to do it, I needed to do it then. I didn't need to go away for a week, ease off my drinking.
Sometimes you feel as if they're just listening, nodding, saying, yes, we understand your problem, but you don't know whether that's going to be taken on board. And I think that's where things like the service users group comes into play.
Now, what I find intolerable about some of these key workers is the constant clock watching. The best ones I found, they didn't just skim over the surface. These guys got really deep down to the core of the problem.
To me, a good key worker is somebody that's been there, seen it and done it.
I suddenly got this new one and she was really motivated and I was shocked. You know, that she was so into me as being getting better, and it rubbed off on me, actually. But she only lasted a couple of months.
What's really unhelpful is when you get patronising key worker. You know, somebody that just sees you as an alcoholic or a drug user and basically you're a lost cause, so they don't take the interest that they should.
I had 5 and 3 years. They all fizzled out in the end. They became overwhelmed by my needs. The best key worker I had was someone who's very patient, very tolerant, and also checked on me now and again. But like you said, someone said earlier, he also went after 2 months.
All the good key workers burn out, which is why you only see them for 2 or 6 months, because it's quite heavy dealing with people's problems.
We've had key workers in the past who couldn't remember who we were, innit? Like, every time we went there, they say, how's your job going at the BBC, innit? Do you remember that one? I was like, we don't work for the BBC, innit?
We've got to remember that if we don't gel with the person that we're dealing with, you need to say that. There's no point in just going through the motions. You've got to speak up and say, look, we're just not working out. You might have to go through 5 or 6 people before you get the right one.
There's been a lot of debate about what recovery means. To me, recovery means helping a service user get to where they want. A service user will set their own goals, and recovery to them is attaining those goals.
Some people feel that if they've stopped using drugs and they're on a methadone script, that they've recovered. Some people may think that if they've reduced their alcohol use, that they've recovered. Some people may feel if they've moved on to education, training, employment, that they've, recovered.
Recovery means, to me, getting your life back on track, becoming a member of society again.
It's meant many different things along the way.
It's having somewhere stable to live, abstaining from Class A drug use, and living a normal life.
Me choosing to change, wanting to change, and getting the advice and the help and the education to spin things around to make myself better.
Recovery for me is entwined with the fact that I have a methadone prescription, because methadone enables me to become part of life. I don't need to think about what I'm going to do in the morning to get myself well.
Recovery to me means living a clean, healthy, unchaotic life. Means everything to me.
To not just recover my body and my mind, but to recover what I've lost. Like recover my family, to recover recover security.
Recovery means a lot to me. It's one of those things that it's a never-ending story for me. It keeps me focused. It keeps me going. It's letting me know that I can change my life.
I feel I am recovered. Even though I'm still in treatment, I've changed an awful lot of my life.
People want to recover their lives, of which problem drug use may be a part. And it's very important to focus recovery more widely than just on what substance people happen to be using or not.
Positive things I'm doing now are being involved in Frontline, which was the first positive step I took to step out into life.
I'm doing 2 NVQ level 2 courses, one in drug awareness and one in health and social care. I've done introduction into psychology and mental illness. Positive things, yeah, I'm looking forward to the future.
I do little bits of advocacy. I do user involvement every day. I keep myself busy. I'm not committing crime. And I have quite a nice life.
I've been able to get myself working with a creative arts company. The company's actually trying to take all our productions out to workshops, to get young people to look at them and try and steer them away from crime on the streets. Now I've got a lot more things, a lot more scope to look forward to, rather than say like 6 months to a year ago, where I didn't think I'll be had any future.
The positive things I'm doing now is remaining stable in my usage. I'm just on a methadone script. I'm not using any other drugs apart from that. I also work voluntarily, which in some ways gives me more satisfaction than working for a company that I get paid for, in terms of that I'm giving something back to society rather than taking from it.
I've taken on psychology courses. I did a computer course. I'm looking into going into counselling. I've just become a peer mentor. There's quite a few things that I have done, maybe too many to list.
Frontline and the service users